Welcome to the Tumwater City Civil Service Commission meeting tonight to go over uh, some lists from the police and fire department. I'm Blake Chard, chairman of the commission. Have others introduce themselves.
I'm Pat Schneider, Commissioner.
Chief?
Brian Hurley, Fire Chief.
Sean
Carlos
Corley.
Quiles, Acting Police Chief.
Michelle Sutherland, Secretary Examiner.
Okay. Got one change to the agenda, added another list. That's for the assistant manager. Is that correct?
Yes, the addition to the agenda will be an exam plan for the police administrative manager. So
Okay.
we will do that after number 9.
All righty.
Interject, this is a 9A.
Okay. Do we need to approve that or we just call it good?
We can call that good. That's fine.
Okay, let's call it good. Next on is approval of the last meeting's minutes from January 8th. Any questions or comments?
No.
I'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the minutes from the meeting of January 8th, 2026.
I second the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. The minutes are approved. Okay, the next item is the status of eligibility. Is eligibility list update.
That is correct. So for February of 2026, this is our update on the status of all of the eligibility lists that the city of Tumwater has for the Civil Service Commission. It shows date established, date renewed, and date of expiration of the lists.
Okay.
And
Any
any
questions?
questions regarding?
Seeing no questions, we don't have to approve this one, right? Okay. All right, now we're gonna go on to the police officer entry level list.
We currently have 11 candidates on the entry level list for police officer. Here we have 6 candidates that were added and 5 candidates that were removed from the list. 1 withdrew, 1 is in background checks, and 3 failed the chief's interview. So requesting that the commission approve the current police officer entry level eligibility list.
Okay. Any comment or questions?
I think it's more than 3 failed the chief's interview. Isn't there a second page? So it was 5 that failed the chief's interview?
That is correct, Commissioner Schneider.
Okay.
Did not go to page 2.
Yeah, and then we
have
have 3 that withdrew. And then Daniel Cox, I had a question on in background. So 1 is still in a background check, so it hasn't been removed from the list, or could you educate me on that?
Yeah, so Daniel Cox is in the background check, so he's still on the list.
Okay, so he's not removed from the list, but he's still kind of in limbo. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah. So he's
I'd like to note that that is an error. He should still be on the upper list
Okay.
or the entry level list for police officer entry level. So I will note that with our HR analyst that handles the list to make a correction.
Great. Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you, Commissioner Schneider.
okay. Seeing no other further questions, I'll move that we approve the police officer entry level eligibility list. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. So next we'll go on to the police sergeant exam plan for February 2026. Are this changes?
We don't have any changes to the police sergeant exam plan. Our previous plan we did in 2025, so we are still working with public safety testing to complete the assessment center. We have internal recruitment to candidates that will be posted for 1 week beginning February 13th, based on the approval of the exam plan. The assessment center date that is scheduled is March 10th, 2026, of course, based on exam plan approval. Wondering if you had any questions regarding the exam plan.
So just to clarify, this is basically the same exam plan as last year, but we've just updated the dates. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
No further questions. All those in favor of approving the plan, say aye. Aye.
Do we have to have a motion or for this or on
Do,
Robert's
correct.
rules of order? I'm just curious.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
This
then,
exam plan, in order to complete the recruitment, we do need approval from the commission.
okay. So, and because in the last item, we also didn't have a motion. I just want to make sure we're doing everything correctly. So I'll move that we approve the police sergeant exam plan for dated February 2026.
All those in favor say aye.
Do you have to second that motion?
I second that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No, motion passes.
Okay.
Didn't we do the same one already past the police officer entry level?
No, we didn't have a motion on that. I just want to make sure we're following the right rules so we don't have an error in the minutes.
Okay, I thought we had. I move that we approve the police officer entry level eligibility list.
I second that motion.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Very good.
Okay, now we go on to the battalion chief testing plan. Is this the same as last year, or are we changing it?
I'll have Deputy Chief Crimmins comment on that. I think we did make some changes to this process.
Yeah, so this is actually because we do promotionals every other year for battalion chiefs. This is actually 2 years ago we did the battalion chief test. Last year we did the lieutenants, so we kind of alternate our lieutenants test 1 year, battalion chief the next. So this is first time in front of you in the last 2 years for this test.
Okay, so maybe go through it for us.
Yeah, certainly I could be happy to go through it. As it kind of states there, it's kind of a 3-step process. The first step is actually applying, and this is internal applications for our current fire or paramedic lieutenants that are able to test for this position. They have to have 2 years as a lieutenant to be able to test. So the first part is applying, which will open tomorrow and run for 2 weeks. So close on the 27th. Once they apply, between myself and HR will verify they're qualified, and then they go through, they'll do their written exam on April 1st, which is developed by Public Safety Testing, and the testing materials are the Fire Officer 2 book. It's an IFSTA book, along with our fire department specific policies, and then our collective bargaining agreement that the city has with our union, Local 2409. So as long as they pass with 70% on that, then they are actually invited to the assessment center, which is again put on by Public Safety Testing. And that will be on April 22nd. And as you can see, the dimensions are there. There will be several exercises that they have to get an overall 70% through that process. And then once that's accomplished, they will be put on the list, and that list will be brought back to all of you on May 14th. At that point, the fire chief would have the ability to interview as needed, but just for clarity, right? Currently, we do not have any openings for battalion chief, but this just establishes our list for the next 2 years.
Okay, any questions?
So just for my own clarification, all of the candidates then go to a central testing center on April 1st and take a written exam together. Is that correct?
Correct. And it actually will be proctored by our HR department. The public safety testing develops a test. They send it to the city. Then on April 1st, all of the candidates will actually be at our Tumwater Fire Station, the training room, to take the written test together. And then as long as they pass, they get invited to the assessment center. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'll move that we approve the battalion chief testing plan 2026. We have a second?
I second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a discussion item here. This is a request to extend eligibility for candidates on our current eligibility list for fire lieutenant and paramedic lieutenant classifications. Those employees currently remaining are those currently remaining on the list continue to represent the highest qualified candidates for future vacancies and have remained on the list primarily due to the limited number of promotional opportunities available. Extending the eligibility period will allow us to retain access to the well-qualified candidates while avoiding the stress, time commitment, and financial cost associated with conducting a new testing process.
Okay, any questions?
I'll just add here that we've gone to a predictable cycle of our testing, and that's helpful for our staff. For instance, this year we're doing battalion chief, and then next year we'll be doing the lieutenant again. So this cycle is good for our staff with a predictable schedule, and helps us. Obviously we need to extend this list another year to allow us to go to next year for the lieutenant testing, but this alternating year schedule lends predictability and helps give a predictable workload for our HR staff as well.
In my understanding, this is all internal, is that correct?
That's correct.
Any other questions?
No, I think it's a good idea.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we approve the extending the current eligibility list.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to bring up our additional item. Okay, so this is a request for a police administrative manager exam plan. That position we found will be vacant upcoming. So we added this as a last minute addition to tonight's meeting. The exam plan, we do have all candidates meeting the minimum qualifications will move to the matrix rating. A minimum score of 70% is required to pass and move to the oral board. The matrix rating, which is 20% of the final score. The rating categories are education and training, administrative and supervisory experience, policy and compliance knowledge, and problem solving and analysis. So those with a 70% passing score will move on to an oral board exam. And the oral board exam is 80% of the final score. and rated on the dimensions of job-related administrative experience, team and service orientation, judgment and decision-making, and communication skills. So one must have a 70% minimum passing score to be placed on the eligibility list based on both the matrix rating and the oral board exam. So wondering if you had any questions this evening regarding this exam plan. Otherwise, we would request approval for it so we can move forward to begin recruitment for this position.
Okay, any questions?
No, I just did have one small question though. So you have the top 7 candidates that you go forward on the chief's interview. What happens to the other candidates, like candidate 8, 9, and 10? Are they put on another list, or if one of the 7 drop off, do they move up then?
They do drop off because in the final pool that we have, they're not one of the top 7 candidates. So if this position would come up again, if there would be another oral board, they would need to reapply.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Seeing no further questions or comments, I'll move that we approve the police administrative manager exam plan.
And I'll second the motion that we approve the police administrative manager exam plan.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Aye,
Aye.
motion passes. Okay,
We're at updates number 10.
okay. Chief Hurley, why don't you go?
Sure. Yeah, it's brief tonight. We have one. We are at basically full staffing. We do have one employee who will be starting the fire academy here in a few weeks. So he'll be in that academy, which is sponsored by Lacey Fire District 3. It's called the South Sound Recruit Academy. Through June approximately. So we'll be excited to have him back on shift. Really, the other major effort we have going on right now is doing the prep work for a potential remodel at Station T2. I know some of you have been there, and we're working with an architecture firm to develop those plans right now, and hope to move that process forward by summer. And then lastly, you will see eventually here in the next probably 3 months a temporary mobile structure going up at Station T2 for temporary housing there through the construction phase. So we're pleased to have that moving ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Great, congratulations on your staffing.
Yeah, it's as long as we can keep everybody healthy. We have a few people out with different issues right now. That's the big challenge, but we're pleased to at least have all of our positions filled.
Good job.
Okay, the other chief.
Well, I wish I had the same news on staffing as the fire department, but I don't. Currently in the police department, we have 7 vacancies. I have 2 officers on light duty. So we're struggling right now with about 25% of the department out. I have 1 officer that started and is here and waiting for the academy, so that will help, but that helps about 12 to 14 months away. I have another officer that's another candidate's taking a polygraph on Monday, and if they pass, that will be a hire, and that'll drop our 7 to 6 vacancies. We just put 2 into background investigations this week, so hopefully they make it through, and we can lower that number even further. And of course, we have our administrative manager retiring on April 30th. Her last day is tomorrow. She has some things that she needs to take care of, and so thus the request for the exam plan for that position. Of good news is that I was able to promote 2 sergeants. Sergeant Peter Navarro was promoted in late January, and Sergeant Rachel Johnson was promoted on February 1st. So exciting things happening. Struggling a little bit, but we'll make it through it okay.
Okay.
I'm just curious on your staffing issues. Is it that there's an issue with the city of Tumwater and that the city of Olympia and Lacey are that we're losing potential candidates to those cities, or is just less individuals are interested in going into police work?
No, I believe City of Olympia has some similar staffing concerns as far as
Okay.
trying to recruit qualified applicants. It's difficult. We interview a lot of people, but the standards and expectations of what we want of our police officers are pretty high. So we have to be pretty selective, not just us, but the other jurisdictions as well. We have done some things to kind of help with our hiring and recruitment. We're working on doing some social media stuff, getting officers out, looking on doing a recruitment video. We've increased our oral boards now to one every 3 weeks. And once the oral boards are done, we're trying to get to the candidates sooner and faster before other agencies can start interview processes with them. And that's what's allowed us to get Officer Mazzulli, who was just hired, and the two that were in background. It was just being very expeditious as soon as the lists come out and getting them interviewed. And if I can get them to Tumwater and I can get them to sit in a room with me, I can get them to work here. And I show them how great it is for our department and our city. And after that, that part's easy. It's just getting them here. That's the hard part.
Your persuasive selling skills.
Yes.
Good job.
Very good. Okay, our next meeting is on March 12th. Does that work for everyone?
Works for me.
Okay, it works for me. All righty. No further business that's needed. I'll call this meeting adjourned. Have a good evening.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you, good night.